Hi there, this is Shiku. How are you? This is me once again with an encouraging video. Today I want to talk about difficult situations, difficult things, anything that is difficult. So back in high school, we had a mathematics teacher, and he was teaching us the topic of navigation. So his opening statement was, he said that this topic is very, very difficult. It's just impossible. You cannot do it. So I will not spend much time on it. And when this question comes on the paper, and I remember it was maths paper 2, he said it's going to be maths paper 2, it's going to be section B, and there's only 2 questions. One of them is navigation. The other one was, I think, geometry or algebra or something else. And he says you have a choice to choose one of those 2 questions. They are both 8 points. So he told us basically just choose the other option. Don't choose navigation because it's difficult, because it's impossible. So he brushed through the topic. He did not spend much time teaching us about navigation. So in our minds, we were now programmed to know that navigation is hard, it's difficult, it's impossible. We cannot do it, and when it comes on the exam, we are going to do the other option, the simpler option. So this teacher did not just teach us to avoid navigation, but what he was putting in our young minds is that when something is difficult, go for the simpler option. Go for something that is easier. Don't dwell on the difficult things. Always look for the simpler option. Don't go the hard way. Go the easier way. But what can we learn from difficulty, from difficult options, from difficult situations? Number one, difficult does not mean impossible. It's not impossible. It just means it's harder to accomplish. In the book of Luke chapter 5, and I read a little bit of it from verse 4 to 10, it says, when he finished speaking, that is Jesus, he said to Simon Peter, put out into the deep water and lower your nets for a catch of fish. And Simon replied, Master, we have worked all night to the point of exhaustion. That's what the Amplified Bible says. To the point of exhaustion. We were tired. And then he continues to say, and we caught nothing. But then Simon says, but at your word, I'm going to do as you said. So he lowered down the nets again. And when they did this, they had so much fish. They caught so much that they had to ask the other people to come and help. They had tried all night. It was difficult. It was impossible. And they told God, we've tried. They told Jesus, we've tried. And it was impossible. But he says, Jesus says, try one more time. So difficult doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means it's harder to accomplish. Number 2, difficult means that more effort is required because there are obstacles, there are hindrances, there are hardships. So you just need more effort. Like a college degree requires more effort than a high school diploma. And when you look at the disciples that were trying to cast out the demon, but they could not cast it out, and they asked Jesus, why? Why couldn't we do this? And Jesus said, sometimes, some of these cases, some of these things, they can only come out through prayer and fasting. So it requires more effort. So you can be praying over something and it's not really working, but the moment you begin to fast, then things begin to happen. So difficulty doesn't mean you cannot do it. It just means it requires more effort. Number 3, difficult means confidence. You have to be confident. Look at Goliath. He intimidated everybody. He intimidated a whole army. But David had that confidence to take him down. And he said, I've taken down a bear, I've taken down a lion. So who is this uncircumcised Philistine who's defying the armies of the living God? David was saying, I know who I am. Who does this man think he is? He had the confidence. Everybody else was afraid, was intimidated by Goliath, but David was not. You have to have confidence if you want to conquer the difficult. Number 4, difficult means never giving up. It means doing it over and over again, trying it again and again. Do not give up. Look at the woman who kept going to the unjust judge. This judge did not fear God or anything, but she kept coming back, seeking for justice. And the judge finally gave up and said, I need to give this woman what she wants because she's going to wear me down. So difficult means do not give up. Keep pressing on. Keep pushing. And the last and final one, which is the best, difficult means you need divine intervention. You need help from God. You cannot do it without God's help, without God's intervention. You need God to see you through. The disciples, when they were on a boat and the storm was raging, they cried out to Jesus, and Jesus spoke to the storm and calmed the storm. They needed Jesus through that storm. You need divine intervention. You need God's help for that difficult situation in your life. So be encouraged and do not stop because something is difficult. Do not choose the simpler option. No. Difficult means it can still be done. It means you just need a little more effort. It means you just need confidence. It means you never give up. And above all, you need that divine intervention from God. God bless you, and may you conquer the difficult things that are in your way today.